Everything seems working, so let's begin. Welcome back on my gaming channel and a new episode from Game of Thrones Winter is Coming. First, I just want to start with an apology. I'm very sorry for all my subscribers, new ones and old ones, for all those who was waiting for the new videos from this game. I didn't deliver for a while because there was Christmas time, there was New Year's Eve. I was actually planning to do some streaming and stuff, but let's hear my excuses, okay? This is KVK. KVK, the War Between the Kingdoms. There is not too much to stream, even if they're looking for streamers, and I know that someone was doing it already. But it's very strange to focus on the fight and do actually any good points when others can watching you. And that was very funny when my teammates was watching some guy and we was actually fighting with them. And even far more worse for the game itself when the castle was disappearing. I mean, there is like clearly a bug again, some kind of error in the game, and this is not good for the title like this. I think this is absolutely embarrassing, to be honest. And then, for example, using that kind of error as an advantage, and you're trying to show off to another players what you can do, and you're trying to lay the traps on the mines, and everyone actually can see this. Well, most of course, those who are watching, and it's actually a little bit silly. Another thing, when we have a cross server, the battle Alien Conquest, this is something what I was considering to go for it. Although I'm not that kind of powerful, maybe some of you can expecting some bigger battles. I couldn't provide this kind of stuff because I was jumping between teams as well. I have some of the reasons for that. We have a really great team, very strong, and everyone trying to get stronger and stronger. It's far more cooler, it's good game and everything, but when it comes to Alliance Conquest, it's another bug what I find out already twice. When I enter the battle, trying to attack, I win in many times, but still I losing far more than I should because the talents, the attack, the bonuses, nothing working. All my lords that I got basic attack. You can see that picture right now. I made a screenshot. I was quite pissed off on that when it happens second time, because you need to consider not only the amounts of points less you get, but then it's also the healing, the attack, and taking the other buildings. Maybe one day I will go for it and I will try to stream the fight. I will of course ask my teammates if they agree with that as well. Because this is not something what I just want to show what's going on. And let's not forget, during that kind of events, you're supposed to have a communication with your players. It's not so good to using the type chat during the battle. It's more about the conversation. You taking this, then you need to back up there, blah 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 blah. This is how this is supposed to work for most of the players. Writing and typing is taking far more too much time, and it's not always gonna work out for anyone, really, on the long term at least. Well, let's just put this on the side. We're taking the boxes all the time. After the updates, we have again some of this kind of motivation. How is it called? To attack the rebel groups. We have now more of those kind of motivations, so we can attack more of them, which is cool because if we are searching for any of those materials, they are very rare. Maybe not in gray color, but when green and higher, it's very rare to get any of this and have a more opportunity to hit and destroy them and actually get that kind of stuff what we're looking for. Will be very, very good thing for us. There is some level 5s here, almost timers finish on the rebel leaders, but in this episode I just want to actually start something different. I want to discuss a few things about the castles. Look at the castles. Once I actually made a episode about Westeros Pass, and I was curious how this golden castle gonna appear and what kind of functions we're gonna have with this one. You can see my power, merit, and everything else. This is really no secret about it. Everyone can see everything really in this game. anyway. But let's go to those skins from the castle. They keep adding more and more, and some of them we can afford, and other we have to win, which is good, and some of them cost ridiculous amount of money, which I think is a very big mistake. But let's go one by one, and we're gonna go through the shop, I think, because it's the best when we can see all the kind of bonuses for it, right? So I'm gonna show you what I got, of course, as well. For example, let's start with this golden castle, because it's one of the most ugly. It's good looking on a picture, but when it appears on the map, it looks kind of not lemon cake, lemon kind of not too shiny, you know. And the high keep is, you can get it, this castle, when you actually top up 1000 black diamonds during one of the events in the past, which was worth to do it if that's your budget. If you're not spending money, you was having a chance to win for a few days. And this is why I have it right here, that red dot. It's because I won, I think 7 days I've got on this, and that's what I advise you. If you got the same situation, keep it for later. Keep it when you have some good research to do. Is that percentage, because it's 10% on the research speed, and it's gonna definitely help you out, but on a higher level of research. Then you're gonna actually see the difference. Even if you want to try to do like 10 or 15 smaller, or even 30 smaller researches, it's not going to be actually a good thing to do that, because the amount of time combined might not be as good when you're actually going to use this for unlocking T4, for example. And of course, in the same time, you're supposed to actually save the lots of speed ups. Just be prepared with the gold, the speed ups, and everything else. I think this is very cool castle. The gold production is helping the motivation recovery bonus. So this is all very nice. Hospital capacity, you know, is always an extra bonus, but the best is research, motivation, recovery, gold production. I think that was really good to have it. I got right, I'm gonna prove you, 7 days right here. I was lucky to actually win this. I'm not gonna unlock this right now because there's no point. I'm not ready for that kind of research. As you can see, my resources are actually bullshit anyway. I'm quite poor now. It was a KVK. I lost some troops, but that was on purpose. I tried to reduce some of my power. Here's why. You know, we have plenty of events here, and so many of them, even Westeros Pass and then Tyrion and blah 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 blah. There's always asking, make your troops, training troops, and this one is troops, and troops. Now, Jesus, how many times I can produce the troops all the time? It's like gathering troops. Now I'm trying to do something else as well. So even so, later on, I just trying to get through of it. You know, other player happy, not happy, then I, for example, burn him. But if he get extra merit from me, then he's happy. Then, you know, something like that. And then he can show off. For example, I killed so many troops of this guy. Sometimes it's the case, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just done it on purpose. Well, this is just extra info. Let's proceed. So yeah, this castle is ugly, but it's definitely big advantage to have it. I wish then I top up 1000 black diamonds, but I think this game is just too expensive already. And it's not really worth it unless you really are gonna play long term. If you need to calculate yourself what kind of budget you're putting on a game, because many players out there are just saying, I'm not going to spend any money on this game, I'm not spending money on a game, blah 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 blah. Well, this is a little bit strange, because you know their job to create something for us, but also earn some money for it. I'm not saying that I hate microtransaction in games. I hate this kind of stuff, and I hate greed from both sides. So as long as there's too much greed in this game, I'm gonna shout on them. But I see greedy players, so I wanna you know, slap them too, because you need to think and keep it balanced. As long as the balance is, then everyone will have a fun, everyone will be happy in the game. I just want to a little bit refresh everything around this game on my channel, start making new videos, more content. So I just gonna say few extra info. Guys, we know how the game pay to win games works. we know there is very lots of greed in many titles. We know there is those kind of games, they ruin themselves. We can't play because someone is buying too many packs and then destroying everyone else, and then it's just bullshit, right? But here is one thing which you're supposed to consider. The most who I blame for all this is those players who actually buying all those packs. Why do you do that? There's no need. You play the game, you get the game, buy the game, or play the game just to have fun, to actually having that kind of advantage, just trying to set up your bonuses, your team, and everything else, just to grow faster and better than others and have some kind of competition. There's not supposed to be competition of wallets here, because that is just gonna ruin this for many players. But this is just the dark side of this game. Of course, I'm gonna do one video about my full view and my full review of this title, but it's gonna be a little bit later. I'm actually waiting for the White Walkers. We'll see what's gonna happen, if they actually took any ideas from some players as well, because there was a bonus, like an event for that. I took the part in that event, but it's very strange with some of those developers, because they already have a plan, and they pretending like they listen to your advices, but they're doing their own way. Sometimes it's not always the case, but it happens. It's the same like with this castle. Like I was talking on my video, and I thought it's gonna be like a trap, like what we can use on during KVK, for example. Somebody's going to gather gold, and we're gonna actually show up with the army over there. I thought it's gonna have a little bit something different than usual, just a building. Bonuses, of course, are very nice to see, and to get most of the castles, what I'm gonna show you today is, of course, Westeros Pass. Westeros Pass, again, we're gonna go for this in a minute. Let's stick with this golden castle right now. Production for the gold 10%, motivation limit 300 more. It's maybe not sounds too much, but when you have combined your research, your lord, because one of the lords give you a very nice bonus on the motivation as well, etc. All this stuff is combined, is very nice. And then investments on the Iron Bank is always a good thing to have, it, especially it's 2,000 of those diamonds. Is definitely going to increase your earnings in some way. And capacity for the gold is very important. 10% higher is very important, especially when you're trying, if you have this on your farm or you have this on your main castle, because you have to build some of the hospitals and you have no space really for the for those mints to produce the gold. So this is gonna definitely be a help, very big help. Okay, so this is I have Westeros Pass, of course. This is another one, Vale Fortress, blah blah blah. I don't have it, as it's cost, like we can see, the ridiculous amount of black diamonds. Reinforcements is terrible, total health, total defense, iron production. No, iron production is definitely good here, but for these bonuses, this castle is absolutely not worth it. Let's go again. This one, Garden Keep. This is what we was managing to win. Last time in one of the events, there was Father Above or something, so that was very nice for all of us, especially very good for the for those players who have farms, to have this on the farm. I actually managed to get this castle as well, although I've been a little bit busy, so that was difficult to get those points. But the points itself to earn was the quests and tasks, everything was just very easy. I very much appreciate it, because we didn't have to spend too much extra time on a game to actually achieve all this. And there was some other rewards as well. So construction speed is always advantage, and one of those resources, if you're producing in your castle, then it's always very good. Transport matching speed. No, this is definitely 100% castle for the farm. If you want to have a producing extra resources, so this is the one, because even if you're gonna spend the transporting from your farm to your main castle and blah 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 blah, or to the bank or somewhere else, so this is something what you should have. Let's move on. I was supposed to say talk about this golden mine first, but then it's just so many informations going through my head, and then I saw that lemon cake again. Uh, I wish to have this castle because I definitely need, all of us need those 10% on the research. Very, very helpful. Motivation recovery. Those two are excellent in this, but not for that prices. Here is another one, 2000 black diamonds. Oh, you damn idiots, really. Reinforcements is 10,000. No, when you're sending 10,000 of T4, then maybe making a difference, but in general, no, not so much. Another total attack, health and defense. No, absolutely no, and one more time, no. This is good looking castle. I never saw it on the map yet, but I know there are some players, the top players actually winning this, and this is very cool. Dragon's Crown, it looks very nice. It's total attack 10%, the rally. Army attack bonus 10%, very important. Area, army, health, yeah, great, absolutely great. You know, army size, right, blah, 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 blah. You see all the details on the screen. The point is, in this kind of castle is very good that they providing only in events. I really hope it's not gonna be available to purchase for everyone, because most of the players actually don't want to spend that kind of ridiculous money for those black diamonds, and this is definitely gonna cost a lot because it's one of the best castles in this game. If it comes to attacks and stuffing, this is definitely what I would definitely use it, and looks fantastic with that dragon on top, with that fire. Very, very nice. Another two castles, and actually when we're actually on the subject of fight, so Titan Fortress with something what we can win. I got that with the red dot as well. I never use it yet. I'm waiting until I'm gonna get a little bit stronger, and for the time when you might using that castle. I saw so many players won this and just press it and turn it on straight away. The time is finished and it's gone. I don't know why they done it. Maybe they want to see how this looks like or something. I'm not sure. But I think it's best if you keep this kind of castles for actually KVK or some other fights, which you might use that bonuses. But it's not only about the army size. The main here, of course, except total health, total defense, is also the enemy's army attack reduction of 10%. So this is very, very big reduction when it comes to bigger players. Definitely, you can actually see that difference. You can actually feel that difference on your castle if they attack. So this is all very cool. This is also one of the top best looking castles in my opinion, and it's very nice that we can win some of those. I got I think few days, right? I don't have a tournament. I can't use it. I got for 1 day 6 of them, 3 days 1, and that's it. I wasn't that lucky, but still I keep collecting them for the better time, and when I have a time to play and fight. Not gonna use this castle for gathering. What's the point? This is another one which is very good for the fights. This is all about the reduction for your enemies. So if you are strong and you really want to hit them hard, so this is the castle what you might be interested in. It's another one which you have to do events to win that, but I think it's worth it. Lots of fun. Let's help teammates as well in the same time. Excuse me, I keep talking. When I start the video I just wow. Let me just get some coffee. Well, some of the teammates go to. It's all nice, you know. When I start the game, I saw only that basic castle. Everyone was rushing to that top one. 25th level, need to unlock soon as possible. Blah 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 blah. But when you do that, you can't forget. And if you start the game, it's just a little bit advice. If you're planning to do the Tyrion soon as possible and trying to get those diamond medals for him soon as possible, so in higher your castle is, then the more difficult those events are. So keep that in mind. Don't rush too much, but don't be too slow with the building that castle. That's my advice. I was very glad that they keep adding some different skins and bonuses with them. So that was a nice change on the map, not everyone looking similar or the same. We're gonna start attacking those groups in a few minutes. Yeah, so sometimes it's really a lot of things to do. So when you have time to play, that's a good thing, and other time is not so much, because you know there is few things which you just trying to get, trying to work out. If you have more than one castle, then you are in more trouble to working on here and there, and keep clicking and clicking. Going back to the subject, we finished on those attacking ones, and we continue. Okay, Shadow of Valyria. I think this is one of the most castle in use, because it was again from Westeros Pass. It's very nice because there is a favor of attack, health, defense. His rally capacity is bigger, so all those bonuses are. This is the castle for attacking again, defending, and everything else. It's nice. It's just something what I like to use. When I will have a chance to use the Titan, I'm gonna definitely choose the Titan over this, but that one definitely you can see then I actually have it because of that Westeros Pass. I was going for it. I think it's worth it. There is not almost in those kind of games they are cheeky. You know, the more you buy, the more they're gonna release. So my advice is always to manage your budget and you look what is worth it, which one is not. The Westeros Pass is worth it, and I always gonna say that because I spent only 100 black diamonds for that royal extra line. It's not much really, and you have something what you pay for, and you have other rewards. That castle plus you have medals for the one of the lords. So this is it. This is something what you might consider doing, but in the same time, my strongly advice is to not spend more than 100 black diamonds on Westeros Pass. If you really don't have time to play, then yeah, you might buy few level ups just to get a little bit faster, you know, get back on time when you are stuck at work or something. But if you do have time to play, go for those tasks, because they are easy. You don't have to really sometimes think about them, you're just gonna do them anyway. Very much worth it. Let's go to the next one. Again, the capacity of gold. So some of the bonuses are the same. I'm waiting for something with the research, because that yellow golden cake gonna be very. I'm gonna use it very fast, and it's just gonna disappear from my options. So I will be looking in it forward to do something or get that castle actually for the tournament. It's important. Favor here, health, construction speed. No thanks, unless you can win it, unless you can something. I wouldn't purchase this compared to other castles what we have already. For example, this one, golden one, is definitely. If you don't have anything else, so you're gonna definitely use that, but it's not castle which I would be considered to spend even 100 black diamonds on the Westeros Pass to get this one, for example. Between those two is definitely the Shadow of Valyria actually winning. Then was that pyramid was one of the, I think that was the first, if I'm not mistaken. It's very nice. You got total health 10%, training speed, and actually the amount of troops what you can train in one go. Very helpful when it comes to events, and the hospital capacity extra 5,000. Maybe it's not big number, but it's always extra bonus. So this is very good castle, using them every time when it's an event and you have to training the extra amount of troops. No question about that. And then we have another one. And it's just, I don't know how many more they're gonna give us. So it's again training, but 3,000 in this case, so the pyramid is winning on that side. But siege attack reduction 10%, so if somebody attacking you in that time, then I think it is gonna be good. Resource gathering speed 10%, and diamond speed gathering 10%. So this is for those last two. This is very unique, very important, especially when you're winning KVK. You will have an advantage on many other players who just didn't go for the Westeros Pass in this case, because this castle is something what we can manage to win right now. Remember to spend again only 100 black diamonds, don't spend more because there is no point. So for that kind of thing, we just go for it. I just hope they're not gonna keep, like in some of the games was so cheeky that they keep adding more and more castles which is have it like double that percentage, double this, double that, and for higher prices, and it's just like pack every week. Ridiculous. Game died, you know. This is the kind of thing, is a killer. Together with the players who actually go for that kind of things. Spending too much money. They're ruining for everything and everyone. Remember that. This is a mystery for me. There was an event when you have to top up 2,000 black diamonds. Top up. The same like with the lemon cake. Lemon cake was 1,000 if I'm not mistaken. If I made a mistake, then you can correct me. But top up doesn't mean spend that. You still can spend those black diamonds or something else. This one was a top up, 2,000. I think it was way too much. 1,000 would be more reasonable for that, but I think it's again high price. But total defense 5% is a big advantage. Army size 5,000 is not so much. Again, if you were using T4, then it will be matters far more. But cavalry attack and spearman attack, those two 10% each, definitely gonna be a good thing to use. So I can show you my castle. This is my collection so far. Like I said, I'm using, I think, mainly those the permanent, the pyramid about the training, Shadow Valera for fighting, and from the production is gonna go with the gold one. This one is if I want like big need of wood, for example, because my castle producing wood. So if I really need that, then I would definitely use it. Or if I sending a lot of resources all around, then I definitely gonna switch to that castle as well. It's only take few seconds, so keep that in mind. It might be important. And this one, I was looking forward to actually get to the level 25th so fast, well, so much, sorry. And then when I actually get there, then that Westeros Pass event will show up, and then I was stuck in with a pyramid and then doing something else. So I didn't even enjoy that basic skin for the castle too much. That has no bonuses, so what's the point to use that right now? Okay, so this is it. We're gonna see later on what they're gonna prepare for us. Maybe it's gonna be another new castles during the zombie event, because White Walkers are zombies actually, right? You can see then so many players. So this guy actually spent a little bit more money to get this castle faster. That was the case on another one. This one I go for the 2,000 top up. This one another one. There's so many players who actually go for something like this. It doesn't matter which team is that. Oh, here's more poor area. But you know, wherever you're gonna go to the kingdom, and you're gonna see then someone in the team investing in their castles far more. They want to be growing in power. I can't blame anyone for this, but I still would just advise to set up that some kind of budget for this game. This is not really Game of Thrones, really. They're using the title, they're using the names and some of the location, some on the map and few things. They're correcting some of the stuff in this game, which is good, but in the same time, they not providing enough Game of Thrones content, in my opinion. But it's gonna be more in my review, where I'm gonna again, I'm gonna remind you that it's gonna show up on my channel, but I can't say the date yet, because I really want to have a look on the White Walkers, and if they're gonna fix some of the problems which I mentioned on the beginning with the event like conquests. And one more thing, because I didn't provide the videos for such a long time, I decided to make a different kind of video on my channel. We all sometimes snack during the games, watching some movies, serials, but also during the gaming. So I decided to punish myself with the snacks. This is crisps. It's a little bit not transparent on the green screen, but this is full bag of crisps. And what's so special of them, they are from China, and they are all taste awful. And you're gonna see me eating this kind of stuff on one of my videos, what I'm gonna show up. I'm just gonna give you a clue. One of the flavors here is lime. lime flavor. It's all very strange. I'm very looking forward to that. But I invite you all to see me punish myself for not providing you enough videos. That's it for in this episode. Let me know if you like it. If anything what I missed or which castle you actually like the most, you can share it in the comments below. Again, if you have any requests or ideas for the next episode from Game of Thrones Winter is Coming, I also ask you to place in the comments below this video. So thanks for watching and see you next time.